Brothers, welcome back to Crusader Kings 3. We last left off forming the duchy, and we have made a male heir and have won some wars against the Livonians over here. So what is our plan for today? Well, we want to get the last county in our de jure duchy, which is this one right here, the barony of Golben. And we're going to need to fight this guy. Do we have a truce with you? Yes, we do. We have a truce for 2 more years. So we're going to build up our economy a lot and then focus on the culture. Now, why do we want to focus on the culture? Well, we want to be able to move up our innovation trees and get past low tribal very fast. Now, as you can see, we have a small culture. Now, the benefit of having a smaller culture is that you can more easily control and sway what each county does that is in your culture. And why that is important is your research rate is based off the development of the counties that have your culture. So we can very easily sway the influence of each of these counties to increase their development, which will then increase the rate that we get technology. So we can kind of steamroll past all these guys. So we're going to be converting the culture of this county right here, which is not of our faith, this one, and then this one as well. Oh, that one is our culture. Perfect. So we have 2 of the 4 of our de jure duchy converted to our culture, which is perfect for us. We'll be able to really build up from there. So what we're going to be doing in the meantime is we're going to take to the seas a little bit. We're going to see if we can raid some targets. We do need to keep building up our strength as we only have 1,200 men, but as you can see, our neighbors are getting awfully big. Novgorod has 3,500. Minsk has only 400 for the time being, but that will greatly increase. Our neighbor to the south has 700. He might be a good target to eventually work into because we're going to need the lands down south to form what is our next goal of forming the kingdom. The kingdom of Lithuania is going to be our target. It is a very, very large kingdom, which will eventually set us up for the Baltic Empire. Now, what we can do instead of forming the Lithuanian Empire is we could focus on taking out the Estonian Empire, or the kingdom first, which will be a little bit easier title to create as Lithuania is quite large. But we'll make that decision down the road. For the time being, we definitely need to capture this county, so we're going to go ahead and start and with that goal in mind. Also, today, we want to be focusing on making sure that this child is the best child that we could possibly raise, making sure that as soon as he gets his childhood trait, we're able to encourage that, making him buffed to the max so that by the time our character dies, which will happen down the road. We are only 36, but we want this character to be as strong as possible. We also want to take our daughter now that we are at peace and are now a duke and find a good match for that. And this is a great match. You're robust and you are right there. That's actually the guy who just attacked us. We could potentially get an alliance with the chieftain of Galindia, which would be a pretty good one for us. He does have 900 troops and you're down here. That actually would be a great person for us. So let's go ahead and take our small child who is 1 year old and betroth them to this 45-year-old man. You know, just things you do. So we'll go ahead and start with that and work our way down. Now, we did get a pop-up. Oh, you accepted our alliance. We did get a pop-up. Our wife is once again pregnant. Now, if we do get another male child, we'll have to worry about succession, but we'll dive into that if that happens. And we have been called to war by our brand new ally. Let's check out the war that he is in. So he's losing this war pretty heavily already. He only has 906 troops left compared to the defender who has 1,900. How many troops do we have before we commit to this? We have 1,200. So we could win and turn the tides of battle in favor of our ally. We'll also get a lot of prestige from that. So I'm actually going to accept this. The chieftain's going to spend 150 renown to bring us into the war. But if we were to decline it, we would lose 350 fame. And that is not something we want to do. So we will accept and raise our troops and go to war. Now, unfortunately, our ally has decided to just die. So he is... Uh-oh, timeout. Big issue. He's called in an ally, which is our ally. Now, we could fight our ally, potentially win that battle. But this war's already been lost. Let's see if we could... No, we're going to lose that. So I think our best course of action is just honestly to not participate in this, because he's going to lose here rather quickly. He might even get captured here. Oh, no worry about that favor right there. So we're just going to hide away, see if there's any opportunity to pick off somebody a little bit weak. But as you can see, they have 3,500. We have a measly 1,600 at this point, and that is just not a battle worth engaging in. So our ally is going to lose, but this was an offensive war. Ooh, this is an important pop-up. We'll come back to this. So our ally was attacking for land, so we're not going to lose a lot of strength, but we're just not going to engage in this war. Now, taking a look at this pop-up, our son and heir, Sir Corgi, is a calm child. Ooh. Oh, no, okay. He's pensive. Pensive is great. So he has a stewardship focus and a learning focus. So let's go ahead and have him follow in the steps of his papa. Make him a steward focus. We will go ahead and educate him unless there is somebody better than me. I don't think there is. Actually, I have really bad traits that I would really love to get rid of. Unfortunately, we don't have anybody better. Didn't we have a daughter that we were educating with somebody? Who was... Oh, it's your crush. Okay, you're not being educated by anybody either. So let's educate you. And we'll go ahead and educate our daughter as well. Just to get our daughter's stats up a little bit better, so hopefully she can survive. We are currently losing money and prestige by being in this war. So we're going to actually just lower our troops and say, best of luck, my friend, in this battle. It's lost. It's over. Alrighty, so we have unfortunately given birth to another son. So what we're going to do is sit on this for the time being. Now, tell me about my character. How stressed out is he? He's not stressed out at all. So a quick way to get rid of a second son that you don't want, because our son is turning out to be pretty good. He's got the stewardship bonus that we want. This son doesn't have any special traits. If you go ahead and kill him, oh, we lose the war. If you go ahead and kill him, you can't kill him because he's your son. But what you can do, ooh, we need to upgrade our law. So what I would like to do is throw him in prison and then throw him in the dungeon, and he'll naturally die and I won't get Kinslayer. But we need to increase our tribal authority in order to get that done. So let's go ahead and do that. That will cost us 225 prestige. It is a big hit as we need a lot of prestige, but this is something we're going to have to do regardless. And now we can throw him in son. He's a child, so he can't do it. This is an act of tyranny. You will get some tyranny from this, but that's perfectly fine. So he's going to go in jail. We'll speed that along until he's in jail. And then we're going to move him to the dungeon. This will again lower the opinion of the family, or everyone's going to lose, all family members are going to lose 15 opinion of us, but he's just naturally going to die without giving us the Kinslayer trait. The Kinslayer trait is something that everybody really hates you for, so it's best to always avoid that if possible. Ooh, we have been called to war. Tell me about this war. Alright, so our ally is attacking this guy down here for the chiefdom of Palanga. Okay, so that's a one county war. We've already got our troops raised, so unfortunately our rating is going to have to wait as we are going to accept this and join in on the war. We'll link up with our ally and see if we can do some damage here, potentially get some war score of our own. Let's see if we can go straight to his capital. And our daughter has come of age. She became a thrifty clerk. That's great, as whoever she was allied to has died. Do we need another alliance? Tell me about our alliances that we have. We've got you, who's pretty strong. You, who's very weak. And how strong are you? You're super weak. So what I'm actually going to do is let's do a matrilineal marriage. And instead of focusing on an alliance, let's try and bring a good trait into our family. We do have this man who's 45. We'll go ahead and bring him in. She will lose some prestige. He'll get some prestige. So let's go ahead and send that proposal. And we'll get another commander in our ranks and potentially a very strong character. Let's go for this man's capital right away, see if we can siege that. And yeah, you can see he's got 22 prowess. He is unfortunately ill, so he might die, but he's also a berserker. Oh, this guy's so good for Marshal. That'd be a wonderful addition to our family. Alright, here comes this man's armies returning back. He's got 2,200. Now that is scary, but we also have another ally over here with 2,100. So we're going to try and link up with our team. Are you going to get caught? I don't want to go into this battle without you. I only have 890. Yep, we're leaving. We're leaving him to die. Unless this guy gets engaged, I don't want to be. Now, unfortunately, his entire army is linking up, and they're very strong. We do have that one guy down here. It looks like this battle is going to be lost. I'm going to try and prevent this raiding from going through. I think he might have gotten away with it. He did not, so that's great. We were able to catch him. And yes, we have barely won this battle, but having those bowmen is such a coup for us. They are so powerful. And let's go ahead and take our stewardship and make the architect trait. So the architect trait gives us 2 stewardship, decreases building time and construction, and that's going to be very helpful for us in our escapades. Our allies getting stomped by 3,000 men, but hey, at least we were able to protect our county. You know, we got to take the battles that we can win. If we go into a losing battle, we risk losing our commanders, ourselves, and our lands getting raided and conquered. So we need to consolidate, especially when you start to lose troops. Then other people see you as weak and they'll start declaring war on you, and then you have a whole new net of problems. So we're going to stay out of this war as well, just sticking to our little kingdom right here and biding our time until we can eventually attack this man again. Alright, so we've lost that war. Nothing really happens to us. It's all on him, but he's going to be very weak, which is unfortunate for us because we're not going to have him as an ally to fight any of our future wars. Now, let's go ahead and move down Administrator. Administrator I really want for chains of loyalty and large levies, contributions, give our troops up a little bit more. Now that we're at peace, we can finally start to raid again, so let's go ahead and do that. And unfortunately, our raiding target was destroyed, so how many troops do you have? 15. We'll lose that. So there's no more raiding targets. Ugh, we're just kind of losing, taking L's on L's. We can go raid you, though. Let's go do that. So a very unsuccessful raid. We got 3 gold. Basically, the one that we wanted to raid that gave us 15 gold was already raided by the time we got up there. We were able to raid this town right here. Got us 3 gold, but all of our weak people around us have been raided. You have how many troops? Yeah, we can't raid you. We're not going to raid our ally. And this guy's got a little bit more troops than us. Alright, so we have the first trait available for our child. We can make him arrogant, which gives him a little prestige, but minus opinion of his vassals and liege. We can make him compassionate, which is a little bit to diplomacy, but minus intrigue. Or we can make him callous, which is what we are, gives a little bit of bonus to intrigue, but minus diplomacy. Let's just go ahead and keep him arrogant. Prestige is so important in this game. Let's go ahead and make him that. We're also raiding. We were able to raid our buddy up here because I saw his ships go away. And now we're going to go down here and raid and see if we can capture anybody, as this guy's got only 714 troops. Alright, so our genius plan of putting our child in prison with the hopes that he would die has worked. So our son has died in prison. This only gives us a little bit of stress. He dies of natural causes, or sickness, so we don't get a penalty for that. And we're returning home with our 15 gold. And unfortunately, my wife is pregnant again. We get another commander. Perfect. So if you're ever short on commanders, make sure to do train commanders, because there's always a chance they can recruit a new commander. And that's what we've done to get our commanders up to 6 out of 9. Alright, so we had another daughter. She unfortunately has a stutter, which gives her less diplomacy. But let's see if we can get an alliance out of this. Anybody. You, chieftain, how strong are you? You've got 375 people. It's not the best, but we're going to go ahead and accept that because we need alliances wherever we can get them at this point. 375 is better than nothing. And we have another son. Well, we know what to do here. To the dungeons with you. But in other news, our ally has died, so we don't have an alliance with this man anymore. We are in desperate need of territory, so we're actually going to declare a war on this man. Can we subjugate you? We could subjugate you. That is actually probably for the best to do this, but we don't have the prestige in order to get that done. Darn it. So we'll just go for the county. We'll get this county right here just because it's closer to us. And start the war, hopefully getting some prestige back. This man only has 230 troops. He doesn't have a single alliance right now. So we'll be able to raise the troops and actually win a war, which would be just a wonderful coup for us. So unfortunately, this man got married really quickly, called in to this guy. And now they are allied, so I'm going to have a hard time winning this war. I'm just going to go ahead and surrender it at this point. Yeah, we're going to lose some gold, we're going to lose some prestige, but we can't win that battle. Thought we could get away with something cheeky really quickly. So that's a shame. Our son has aged up. He is now a thrifty clerk, so not necessarily the best. Can we get anyone married to him? Is there any alliance power we could potentially get? 775 is not really worth it. Let's go ahead and see what kind of inheritable traits we can get. At the very least, you're 13. I think this is actually a pretty good alliance or marriage for us. We can at least get calmly, which is a little bit diplomacy and fertility. So let's go ahead and do that. We are getting raided. There's nothing we can do. Do no more than what is necessary. And this is quickly falling apart because of our ally being so weak and drawing us into all these terrible, terrible wars. But we'll be able to recover here shortly. Really hoping to murder Will you die? How old are you? Now, if things get bad, we can always swear loyalty to this man and go under his ward, but you've already... Okay. He's lost his alliance already. Let's go ahead and try this war again. We have a good chance of winning it this time. And hopefully he doesn't get another alliance out of nowhere. Let's actually see if we can capture him really quickly before he has the chance of getting another alliance. So we will catch him here. Now, where is he? Is he leading his army? He is not. He is back at his capital. But let's go ahead and take out the army really quickly. I am no longer ill. That is good to hear. This would be a terrible place to lose my person. So we get 50% war score off that. Let's go siege the county. Hopefully that will be enough to get this all done. Alright, so we did take a prisoner in that siege. It is this woman. She's actually... wouldn't be that bad as a concubine if I needed more children. She also has some claims, but I'm going to ignore that. We just need to go to his capital, siege that down. We also have a new trait we can get. Let's get power, positions of power. That'll get our counselors to like us more. And typically our counselors are people who own land here, but we don't have anyone that really owns land. I think we might have a mayor somewhere. No, we don't even have that, so that will be more important later on in the game, but for right now, that's perfectly fine where it is. We'll be able to capture this right here. Tell me about this county. It is already our culture and our faith, so we don't need to do anything on that front. That'll be very helpful to have this. And we can take it in under our direct holdings, as we only have 3 of 6. So that we'll just increase the control here, and we'll just basically get more troops. Well, after we win this siege, we'll see if we capture any prisoners here. And there we go. We have won the war. Now, something we're going to try and do is if we end the war, we release this man. But we can also ransom him before we do that for whatever gold he will give us. We'll let this tick a day. Get the gold. There we go. So we get the gold, and now we can still end the war. So we'll do that. We get some prestige back. Let's disband our army. This man has finally died. His realm has been split amongst his heirs. So now we have a chance of actually declaring war on him and regaining the last county that we need. So let's see what this will cost. We need 75 prestige. Is there anything we can do really quickly to get some prestige? No, we can't call a hunt. We'll just have to wait on this. And there we go. We have enough prestige to get this done, to get the last county in our de jure duchy. Let's go ahead and declare the war. We'll be hostile to everyone that's fighting him and himself. So we are going to raise our troops, go and crush this army, siege down his capital. Even though this won't give us war score, it will give us a little bit of prestige. So it's definitely worth doing as we have more troops. And he's going to land and probably join in after this. No, he's running away. So that's good. We take over the siege and instantly get it. Now let's go to this county. We've also lost a counselor. Let's see if we can... my son is actually really good. That's perfect to get him in there. We're going to capture his army right here. We are fighting him. He's leading his own army, so there's a chance we can capture him. And unfortunately not, but we do win that, and we're at 84% war score right off the bat. We were able to very sneakily get that county as another army was sieging it. Basically, we defeated that army, took over the progress of that siege, and we're able to win that down. So that was perfect timing for us. Who is betrothed? Our son and this woman. That's fine. You're a decent steward. You'll at least give us calmly, which is a congenital trait, can be inherited down. So we'll go ahead and say that's going to work out fine for us and continue onwards. And there we go. We've won the war because he's lost so many troops in another war that we don't need to siege this down. So if we siege it down, we could get some gold from it, but then we'd have to increase the control. So let's go ahead and just accept this right now. And we get 75 fame. Let's disband our army. We have another territory here. So the control did go ahead and go down. So we'll keep that in mind for future. We should have just finished the siege there. But now we have an actual territory. We've been able to expand ever so slightly. Once we get these 2 counties up to in good control, we'll be able to take down more targets and hopefully defend ourselves against Novgorod, who is thankfully in a war of his own, having to fight down a rebellion right here. So we've been able to maintain the realm. We have our son brewing. We have another son. You're terrible. To the prison. Now that our son is in prison and once again in the dungeon, our succession is safe. We will go ahead and end things here. And as we do start to wrap things up, I just want to say thank you guys so much for watching, especially if you've made this far in the episode. If you have made this far in the episode, hey, give it a thumbs up. Really helps out a lot. If you're new around here, subscribe for more. I put up videos every day. But boys, I will see you in the next one.